watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Voice, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
You wanna listen in?
Whoops. Hi, everybody. It is Monday morning. Happy Monday to you all. Most of you are, I don't know, some people were off last week. You're all going back to work now. So, good luck. Happy back to work. I don't know.
Who was off?
Well, it was,
You mean like teachers?
yeah.
Oh.
It was winter break.
Yeah, I know, but who else gets off?
Well, I just, like, kids are off, so I think a lot of parents take off from their jobs during that week.
Oh.
And they do stuff.
I don't know. I work from home, so I've never done that.
What did you do? So when the kids were off, like, you just went into your home office less?
No.
Oh, you just said, here's a book.
I
See
know.
you in
If we
3 hours?
decided we wanted to do something or go somewhere, we would just go. You know? What happened to the TV?
Nothing.
Oh, it went off.
Well, now it's on.
I never know if we're gonna
I know
live or not.
I know it's always a new adventure in here. I was pissed when
Why did that stop?
I was actually pissed when I came in this morning. I don't know what happened. Somebody was in here in the past 24 hours, and they left a freaking mess in here.
Was it Steve Burton?
No. Well, it might have been, but he wasn't scheduled to be here. But maybe he just said, "Screw that guy! I'm going to come in and mess with his studio," because he knows I hate him. No, I don't know who was here.
You hate him?
Oh yeah. Oh, you don't know the latest?
I don't know the latest.
I'm surprised you even knew
We
that
are
name.
1 minute in and on the fourth topic of our conversation.
That's how it rolls. Hey, everybody! Bobby Donohue's here.
Hi,
Steve.
Steve Burton.
So, yeah, how did you remember that? You have a good memory.
Well, because my wife loves GH, and we always liked Steve Burton and Jason, that character that he
Did you
played.
just say we?
Yeah, because I used to watch it with her. All right.
Well, yeah, so did I, but only because I wanted to get sex, not because I liked the characters.
Well, I would watch it every day. See, like she'd watch it, and she'd be like, "You want to watch this with me?" I'd be like, "No," and I'd be on my laptop, and then I'd be looking up, and then I'd be on my laptop, and I'd be looking up, and I'd be like, "Wait, isn't he with blah 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 blah?"
Oh, my goodness.
Ow, god damn it!
What happened?
I just scraped my arm, the top layer of skin off.
You did. You did. I see it.
I'm suing.
All right. That's fine.
And then next thing you know, I'm watching it with her, and then and this goes all the way back to the late '90s.
Yep, same with me.
And we would VCR it and watch it together at night, and that's what we did until we didn't anymore. Anyway, but Jason was a character we both liked, and so I knew who Steve Burton was. And the last time I was here, you were telling me how when Steve Burton and them would be here, the
Yes.
place would be a mess. And then
Yes.
you saw him, and he was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know. I'm so sorry." And you were like, "What a great guy he is."
Yes.
And so when you just said, because he knows I hate him,
Yes.
that was a shock to me.
So he was back here. When was that guy? Like December sometime, I think?
So wait, and he knows you hate him?
Probably. Well, all right. See, first I hated him because when I first started in here,
Yeah.
I wanted to get him in, and he said yes, only if he got paid. I was like, all right, go, up yours.
Wait, I'm not getting paid?
You're getting lunch.
Oh,
Just
that's
calm
right.
down.
I am getting lunch. I forgot.
So,
Burgers
yeah, baby.
or whatever.
And then that happened where he came in and we met, and he was like, "Oh, I'd love to come in here. I'm so sorry. I don't want to disrespect this room." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
and he pulled the publicist. She was down the hall. She was actually walking this way. He pulled her over. I know her a little bit. So he's like, "Next time I'm in town," he goes, "make sure we set it up that there's some time for me to do an interview in here with him."
Yeah.
Great, And then I was even doing engineering a show that night. As he was leaving, "See you, buddy." I'm like, "Okay." Like now, I'm like, "All right." Now I wish you didn't like me again. Like it was like overkill.
Oh.
So yeah, I think it was December. He was back. I reached out to the publicist. I said, it was an email. I said, if you recall when he was around, he said, she responds back immediately. Yes, I remember. Let me talk to him. You'll either hear back from me or directly from him in a few hours. I'm like, oh, cool. An hour tops, I get an email from her. Sorry, but Steve said no. And that's the whole email.
That's
the whole email. I'm like, what the?
I keep hitting the microphone.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because it probably sounds annoying to.
So So I asked the guys at Governor's. I said, "Look," I said, "when he's here, somebody had a show in here that night that I was engineering."
Yeah.
So I said to Governor's, I said, he likes to use this room. I said, am I canceling the show that's scheduled to be here, or so he can have the room, or the guys at Governor's they didn't say anything about using that room. I was like, okay. I said, so I'll be here. I come in. Now, Lisa, what you said about watching the show, I did the exact same thing with Lisa, except for the fact I didn't get into it like you did.
It was great.
No. They were hot women, so I enjoyed that.
We went to the Daytime Emmy Awards.
You did?
Yeah.
Where was that?
At Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Yeah, not the big room.
Yeah, the small room downstairs.
There's a upper theater upstairs,
Right.
which is big, but
Yeah.
it's not Madison Square
Wow.
Garden. It's not stadium size.
Well, I did years ago, before I was even involved in this place. I brought Lisa here for a Q&A with Steve Burton and who's the other, Maurice Bernard.
Yeah, him I like. He's sunny.
Can't stand him.
Really?
I think he's an awful actor. Maybe I shouldn't say he's coming here in a few. Never mind. He's coming here in April. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. But yeah. Oh, you look at that. You're bleeding.
Yeah.
My goodness. Oh, it looks like a vagina. It doesn't. I don't know why you said that. I have no idea.
Do we need to have a sex ed class here?
We tried that in here once. But so I'm engineering a show. I come in, and Lisa's like, well, if he's going to be around and you're in the studio, she was like, I'm going to hang out in the studio. I'm like, sure. She wants to see Steve Burton.
Yeah.
So we get here. I start setting up for the show. The show I'm supposed to engineer that night, the guy calls me up. He cancels. But we're already here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh. So I said to Lisa, I was like, what do we do? I go, should we leave? Should we stick around, see if we see him? Maybe if he sees me, he'll be like, oh, yeah, all right, yeah, I'll go in for a minute,
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, we're here. Let's just see what happens. I think showtime was 7 o'clock. At this point, it was like 6:15. We're like,
This is recently? When was
yeah,
it?
this is just like, I think December, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
So we're sitting here, and we're starting to wonder, like it was getting late, and he wasn't here yet. Eventually, we hear his voice. Like, oh, okay, he's here. So I'm just sitting, and the sliding glass door is open. He comes walking towards the door. He's got both arms are filled with suits, like coat hangers and suits. He's carrying a bunch of suits, and he's just about to walk in the door, and he stops. He goes, oh, like that. Turns around, starts to walk back down the hallway. He says it at least twice. I think it was 3 times, but it was like loud because he wanted somebody to say, what's the matter? He goes, guess I'm not going in there. Not going in there. Guess I'm not going in there. He's saying that as he's walking down the hallway.
Are you kidding?
And no, I swear to you, this is all true. I am not making any of this up. And the look on your face just now is exactly what Lisa and I did. We're like, holy shit. So, and then we hear, Steve, what's up? He goes, oh, they're working in there. And then we hear some mumbling. Things get quiet for a second. Now, the other guy from GH that was on the show with him, whose name I don't know, he came on later. He's a younger guy.
I know who he is. They're like really good friends. They have a podcast.
Yes.
I know who he is.
Yes, they have a podcast together.
Yeah.
Yes. So he comes out of nowhere. He comes walking in.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hi, guys. Just wondering, are you going to be in here long? And I go, well, I said, I said I was going to do something. I said, and I even said to him, I go, I was told you didn't need the room.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, no, we think we'd like to use the room if it's okay, if you don't mind.
Because he likes to use it as a green room.
Right. For whatever reason, he hates the green room. And I don't understand it. There's couches. There's nice tables.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a nice little room. It's not any bigger than this.
Well, this has a sinister chair that'll slice you up.
Well, there you go. So maybe that gets him into character to play
Maybe.
Jason. So I'm like, so I said, yeah, if you really need the room, because then I'm thinking, I don't want these guys going back to the owners, be like,
Yeah.
we wanted that room, and who's this guy?
Right.
Fuck. So I said, all right. I said, give me a minute. I said, and I'll get out of here as fast as I can. Oh, I really appreciate it. Yeah, okay. But Steve Burton is then still carrying on. We have to get dressed. The show's starting in 20 minutes. What are we doing? So I turned to Lisa. Let's get out of here before there's trouble.
Why are they here? What are they doing? A live show? Like there's
Yeah.
people in the room?
Yeah. Oh, this place is mobbed when those guys are
okay.
here.
I didn't know like what the hell they were doing.
They bring in.
Sometimes I forget that this isn't the place.
Yeah, well, it is. The whole place circles around this.
They weren't here for your podcast. They were here for.
Isn't everybody here for this
live audience?
podcast? Yeah, we're not 5 feet away from the dumpsters in the back.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I don't want to, God forbid. Can you imagine if Steve Burton said, "Well, fuck, I'm never going back to that place."
Right.
I'm like, so I said to Lisa, "Sorry, we got to get out of here."
Yeah.
So I, finished up, and we walk out, and I see that dude whose name we don't know. He's
Right.
still nearby, and Steve Burton's on the other end of the hallway, right by the bathroom. But I turned to the one guy. I go, "We're done," just like that. I go, "We're done." He goes, "Oh, we can have the room?" I said, "Yeah." Steve Burton from the other end. "Thank you." And I just went like that, and I went out the back door here. I was like, "What a dick!"
Yeah, that sounds like a dick move.
And I don't know, if I can get in trouble for saying this, but I think last year, because he was so hyped up, he was so excited, he was so nice, but he was really like energetic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering now if he was drunk or coked up or something.
Yeah.
Because this time was much calmer and a dick. He was just a dick. So, yeah. So we're back to hating Steve Burton.
Oh.
And Lisa, that was her first encounter with him. So now she can't stand him after years and years of loving that dude.
Yeah.
That dude is the same age as us.
Is he? Yeah, I think I knew that.
That pisses me off. He doesn't look it.
No.
No, and I don't think there's an ounce of fat on that guy.
Yeah.
He is cut, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's solid, but he's a dick. So you can have a solid dick or a fat dick.
Or a vagina.
So anyway, so I came in this morning. This place was a mess. And the door was unlocked. It's always supposed to be locked. I walked in. I saw it was unlocked. I immediately stopped. Like, who the fuck was in here? And then I walk in. Yeah, there's food and there's drinks and
How did you stop?
what? Mr. Furley. Yeah. So that was the start of my day in here. Sons of bitches.
So, but you don't know how it was a mess? You don't know who was in here? That's a mystery.
I was in here Saturday. You know Jim Florentine? You know who that is? Did you ever watch that metal show on VH1? No?
I don't think I ever watched VH1.
Ever in your life? Really?
Yeah.
You're a music guy. How did you not watch VH1?
I don't know. Because when we were kids, it was like it was like MTV for old people.
Yeah, but this show was on probably like maybe 10 years ago.
But no, because 10 years, I haven't had TV in 10 years. Like, I don't watch TV anymore. I watch Netflix and Max and YouTube, and I don't even have cable. I was waiting to see where that was going. No, in all of this time, I even like as an adult, I've never gotten back into like VH1 or any of those channels.
I think you would love that show. It's called That Metal Show. I think you should like YouTube it and check out some of it.
I will.
I think you would love it.
Okay.
And I believe your favorite band is Rush.
Yes.
I do believe Getty and Alex have been on that show.
Probably.
I'm almost certain.
That sounds like something they would be on.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
So Eddie Trunk is a DJ. I don't know if you know that name. He's a DJ. He's been around for a long time in this area. He's a big metal guy. So the show is him, and he brings on his co-hosts are these two comedians, Don Jameson and Jim Florentine. They're big metalheads. So the three of them host the show.
I know that name, Don Jameson.
Don Jameson, yeah.
I know that name.
He's a big comedian. He's been around.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I've heard his name here then if he's a
Could be.
comedian. Yeah.
He was on, there was a show, what was it? Beer Money. I don't know if, Beer Money? I think that's what it was called, where he asks like random sports trivia questions to people, and he gives them money for each question they get right. No?
No.
Doesn't know anything.
I don't.
I don't know what we're going to talk about.
I don't know things.
I thought you were the smart one out of this duo.
I am, but I don't know trivial things.
Useless information. Yes, I'm with you. So they would do this show based on heavy metal, and they would have, hard rock and heavy metal guests, and they would do little bits. I loved it. I thought it was a great show. So anyway, so Florentine, one of the co-hosts, he's been here. The first time he was here, I was like, wow, I love that freaking show. Like, even their interview style is kind of like this. They're just guys hanging out. They're joking. They're laughing a lot. So I was really excited to have him in here. And, yeah, he did his show. He was really funny. Came right in. He's like, yeah, we asked him, you mind coming in? He's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Why not? And he sat here for a while. I was like, wow, this was great. Like,
yeah, why not be like that?
Right. I wish everybody was like that. Yeah. He's, of all the, do I have a pimple in my nose or next to my nose? I just scratch right here, and I feel a little bump, and it hurts.
It's a little red. Yeah, you do. It's a little red.
Are you contagious? What the?
No.
Bobby was talking about a pimple before we went on the air.
Yeah, because I had one for a few days, and then, well, I just told you the story, so now I feel weird telling you the story.
Well,
again.
you could tell them.
Where's the camera?
Right in front of your face.
I don't know which camera. There's 25 cameras in here.
There's one on us.
All right. So I'll just talk to you. So I had one right on the tip of my nose a few days ago, and it wasn't going away for days, but it finally went away. And then I'm driving here, and the sun, can you see it?
Yeah, oh, wow, look at that. That's big.
What, me or you?
No, me. I'm not looking at you.
And then I'm driving here, and the sun is shining right on me, and I look in my rear view, and it looks like Rudolph just, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I was like, I can't go on TV. Like,
sorry, our makeup people aren't here today. Sorry.
Yeah.
Florentine was great.
But then I got, wait, what? Who? What? Have we ever finished a conversation in our lives?
Probably not. We should finish a fight we had when we were 9.
Thank God we were in school together. Hey, could you help me with my homework? Like 5 hours later, I'm leaving and be like, dude, we never did our homework. Why did you start talking about Florentine? What was that?
Oh, because we were discussing who was in here this weekend that could have.
Oh, so he could have been in here.
No, because I was in here Saturday. He was here. He performed Friday and Saturday. Saturday night when he finished, I saw him leave the building. So couldn't have been him. But there were shows in here last night. I wasn't here yesterday.
Oh.
There were shows in here last night. So I have a feeling
it was one of them.
Somebody that was here last night. But how they got in, though, that's what I'm curious about. How did they get in here?
Well, if there's you mean there were podcast shows last night?
Oh, no. Shows in the club.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing goes on in here without me.
Yeah.
Mike O'Toole, who built this studio,
right?
He knows how to do this stuff, and me.
Yeah.
We're the only two in this that's associated with Governors that
knows how to turn shit on and get it going.
Right.
And only marginally.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Oh, yeah. Mike knows this stuff. I just know what buttons to press.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't, and very rarely do I troubleshoot and actually fix a problem. Nobody was doing a podcast. Somebody was just in here.
Yeah.
And they left food and there was shit on the floor. I was like, what the?
So people were hanging out.
Yes.
Now you got 75 cameras in here. They're not on when you're not.
No.
Yeah.
I should. That would be wild. I should do that. Yeah. I did that. Actually, I did that the other night when Jim Florentine was in here. Me and Don Sill and there's a guy who works here, Brian Phelan, who he records the shows. He used to work on Stern, and he's a great guy, and he hangs out a lot. And he was telling some Stern stories the other night that probably should not get out there. And I did. I had it rolling because we were waiting for Florentine to come in. Florentine was involved with Stern for a while, and so him and Brian Phelan go back. They're buddies. So we were just hanging out waiting for Jim Florentine to walk in, and we were just talking. So I was like, let me just, because we were recording. We didn't go live. So I just, hit record so I didn't forget. And we're just hanging out talking, and he starts saying some stuff. I'm like, oh, thank God we're not live.
Yeah.
But, so it's just in my vaults.
Well, you'll tell me at lunch.
Oh, sure. Without a
You
doubt.
don't get to know.
That's right. So, all right. So, what do we got going on here?
What do we got going on here?
I am going to play a video you had, which I loved. You had, you produced. Would you call it a reality show? Your Be a Rock Star?
I did call it a reality.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and this was what, maybe 10 years ago, give or take?
Longer.
Oh, is it longer now?
Yeah, I think it was 2011 or 12.
Wow. I know. I was looking at clips this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. First off, I couldn't believe how much fatter I am than I am now. But my beard was
Then.
I was fatter then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my beard.
Because you look good.
Well, thanks.
I
So
walked
do
in,
you,
I thought
pal.
it was Steve Burton.
Not going in there. And my beard has no gray. Not even. I mean, now it's white. Forget gray. But yeah, I was like, oh shit! I didn't realize it was that long ago. But yeah, I put together. I just took some clips from that of you and me being silly and
cool.
working on Bonehead. But that's what I was telling you before. You won't be able to hear it. They'll be able to hear it.
I
but
won't
you
be able to hear it?
No.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So
It's bad enough I got to hear you live. Today I get to hang out with my buddy Tony.
We got a call last summer from a church that wanted to have us come perform at their fundraiser.
They called you last summer?
Yeah, last summer.
And you didn't screw it up in all that time?
Well, I wanted to show off my chick magnet.
Go ahead, show off the chick magnet shirt. I like the chick magnet shirt.
I mean, it's so obvious that I'm a chick magnet that I shouldn't even really have to wear this.
But I'd prefer if you did wear it.
But you're not a chick, so I wouldn't. So if I did take off my shirt,
That's why I'm not
you wouldn't be
magnetized to you.
magnetized to me.
In fact, I'm semi-repelled.
this will be your most impossible mission yet, Bonehead.
There's a ton of work that goes into making every episode. Between writing and coming up with the ideas, finding places to record, finding all of the educational aspects of it. I must be insane. Really. When I think about everything that has to be done for each episode, I think that I am an insane person.
Hello!
Do it like that.
Hello!
Yeah, like that.
Hello!
Not like that.
No, that was awful.
The one you did when I wasn't...
Hello!
Okay, save it for when it's on.
Sorry.
God, you know, I turn off the microphone and you're like, gold. I turn the microphone on and I get, ah! Seriously, ready?
Hello! That wasn't it either. Damn it. Hello!
That was it!
Alright, this is the one. Hello! Hello!
Hello!
Hello! Hello! Hello!
Hello!
Hello!
So, yeah, do it like, hey! Alright, you ready from hey?
Hey!
Now.
It's amazing that they get anything accomplished.
What?
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You look like you just ate a canary.
Hello! Hello! Hello!
Today I get to hang out with my buddy Tony.
We got a call last summer from a church that wanted to have us come perform at their fundraiser.
Recording on that little
That's on
camera.
a right, yeah, because that footage
Because
never came out, right?
I would have put that footage right there,
Right.
but it must not have been recording.
Yeah, that's on a delay, so we're back on.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, but so now everybody's just watching us.
So
watch that.
they're watching us watch that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. It's almost over.
And since it's on a delay, that part of us, like now they're watching us watch them. But what I'm saying now, it's actually going to be 2 minutes after they saw it. Never mind. What's up with
So should we even bother having any more conversation, or should we just keep commenting like it's
on ourselves?
Yeah.
So look, now I'm
When
pointing.
is now? You just missed it. Spaceballs. I couldn't think of the name of the movie.
Oh yes. I bet she gives great helmet. What's new with Bonehead? Anything?
Yeah, it's live. It's ready for teachers right now. I've got it. I'm trying to figure out how to get it out there, but right now teachers can access it for free.
Oh, for free.
Yeah, but I'm sending it to my distributors, and it probably won't be free forever. I haven't decided yet, but anyway, so it's for 3rd to 5th grade, and it's teaching kids about climate change and the environment and stuff like that. Don't be asking me questions about climate change because I research it, I learn the shit, I make the video, and then I forget it.
We've already established that I'm not that smart. There's no way I'm getting into anything deep like climate change. Actually, what I wanted to ask you about,
Yeah.
I mentioned. I want to get see how you feel about this. So for those of you who don't know, but you probably do because Bobby's been on here for a long time. Bobby and I go back over 50 years. We met when we were 2. We're both gonna be 54 this year.
You don't have to say over 50 years. That's
over 50 years.
You can just say like 50 years.
It's over 50 years.
Over 50
This
years.
year will be 52 years since we met. We lived right next door to each other until we were 12. So growing up, we were best friends. Notice I said were now. But how do you feel? Like I'm starting to. I don't feel 54. Like I like mentally, I'm like 16, and I think that's being generous.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like it's a weird age,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you're experiencing this, but I'm starting to experience a lot of friends are retiring from their jobs. A lot of people are moving to, say, Florida or now, or the Carolinas seems to be the place to go now. A good friend of mine, who I grew up with in Hicksville, his name is Greg. He has an auto body shop in Hicksville, Lemon Auto Body. He's great. Greg is the best. I bought a million cars from him. He's a good buddy of mine. He just told me a few days ago that he's retiring. He sold his property to Starbucks. So I'm assuming if I sold property to Starbucks, I'm assuming I can retire too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was weird. Like he doesn't live in Hicksville anymore. He just has his shop in Hicksville.
Right.
So I don't. It's just weird to me because I sometimes will go to his shop. If I'm dropping my car off for something, I'll end up hanging for an hour because I sit and talk with him and have some laughs. Or sometimes if I'm passing by and I have 15 minutes to kill, I'll just stop in real quick and bullshit with him. So it's weird to me. Like he's leaving. I'm not going to see him as much. Like we never call each other and say, "Hey, what are you doing? I want to go to a ball game." Like it's always just like I'll stop in at the garage and just hang for a few minutes.
Yeah.
My favorite lunch spot, the Sweet Shop in Hicksville, it's his favorite spot too. So we bump into each other in there often, and we'll end up having lunch together. But it's never like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing later?" Like we don't have that kind of relationship. So I'm like, I'm not going to see this guy anymore.
Right.
I think I told you, Sal, my buddy Sal, quit. He left Knockem Dead Comedy several years ago, but still miss him.
Yeah.
Eric Shevlin, we're actually in the process of getting him off the the business license because he's left. So yeah, he left this show years ago.
He left Knockem Dead?
He left the whole murder. Like he left this show years ago.
Yeah, no, I know that.
But the live shows, me and him were still partners. No, he's done.
Right.
So we're in the process of doing that, of leaving. And it's just weird. It just feels like a lot of things are like ending.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just and a lot of people, thankfully not me, but a lot of people I know are starting to have like medical issues, and we're already at the point where our social gatherings are the wakes and funerals.
Yeah.
I mean, my my class alone, we graduated in '88. My class alone, we're in the 20s with the amount of people we've lost already, which is amazing to me. I just don't think we should have lost that many already. But so I don't physically feel old. Well, I mean, I have my physical issues, but that's not an age thing. But it's just weird. I feel like we've entered that transition of semi-young or semi-young, and now we're entering, like the old. I feel like a junior high schooler. In junior high, you're not really defined. You're not elementary school. You're not mature high school. You're like in this in-between phase.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I'm at. Yeah. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Dude, I got vaginas growing on my arm.
You're never leaving the house now. I don't know why I said that.
For those of you just tuning in.
The only reason I think I may have said that, there's a clip of Amy Schumer on David Letterman. She's wearing a miniskirt, and she just pulls it up a little bit, and there's like this weird like birthmark, but it almost looks like an indentation on her leg.
Yeah.
So Letterman says, he goes, "What is that?" She goes, "That's my vagina." I just thought, and every time I see the clip, I laugh like it's the first time I'm seeing it, and I'm assuming that's why I did that. But so no, you're not. Well, you don't do anything. You don't go out.
I don't have the same scale of reference that you do. Like the idea of driving around and seeing people and being like, "Let me stop in and no."
No.
I do not do that. I would do that with you. If I saw you I would be happy about that, and I would stop and hang out with you. Very rare for there to be other people like that. I mean, probably I can count them on one hand.
Really?
Yeah. I would be polite. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, nice to see you," but there's no way that would go 15 minutes. Absolutely not. It's just not happening, right? So my point is that now you're realizing like, oh, he's not going to be there anymore, so I can't do that with him, and blah 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 blah. I don't have that frame of reference because I'm not missing anybody. I've got what I got.
Basically, you hate everybody. Is that?
I don't hate people. I'm just not. If I'm going to do this, I want to do it with somebody that when I leave, it meant something. Like I'll hang out and joke around because I've got this thing with you. And I enjoy our relationship, and the way we are here is the way we are.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, I think we're subdued.
Yeah, a little bit,
a little bit, right? But we can get deep. We can get so. I know with you, it's like I will have these ridiculous conversations where it's like, what the fuck is wrong with us? But we will also get into some deep stuff.
Yes,
and that to me is why it's worth it. If I see somebody that I haven't seen in a while, and then I don't care. To be honest with you, I don't. With this exception, I enjoy going to my high school reunions. I just went to a college reunion for my fraternity.
Nice.
And I saw people I haven't seen in a long time, and I enjoyed it. And it was, at first I was thinking like, I'm not going to want to go to that because I don't like those kinds of things. But I realized why I like that, but I don't like it one-on-one. If I had bumped into any one of those people, just them, I would have nothing after 2 minutes tops.
No, believe me, there are people like that where I'm like, oh, what the hell am I going to talk about?
Yeah, but it's everybody for me. Everybody.
Really?
You are a rare gem of an exception. And my biggest joke with you is I can't shake you. Like when I'm playing that dick version of me on TV, he's just like, oh God, this guy, like, leave me the fuck alone. I can't shake this guy. Meanwhile, I'm like, Tony, what's up?
I guess, I don't know. I just enjoy, I don't know if it's, I was going to say, I just enjoy talking to people.
Yeah.
But I do think it's been enhanced since I've started this.
Yeah, but that's your whole shtick here is talking to people.
Right.
I notice I have not created a thing like that for me. Mine is I work here in my office all by myself. Leave me the fuck alone. That's my shtick.
And every version of a podcast you've had is just you.
Pretty much. I tried doing a thing where I interviewed people and I hated it. I didn't like it
Really?
at all. Yeah. I realized that I don't like sitting in your seat, not literally. I prefer your seat. It's not dangerous. But so it's like I tried doing like a green tech podcast where I was interviewing people.
Right.
And I just felt personally I
liked it.
I liked what I created.
Right.
But you didn't hear the original footage. I had like
They weren't live?
No.
Oh.
Every bit of me talking in that I recorded later. Because I would listen to everything they said, and I felt like if I was talking, I was all over the place. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to get out of them. I was trying to lead them somewhere, or I was trying to ask a question, or trying to get to something. And I just felt like speaking off the cuff about a specific topic that they're an expert in and I'm not, I didn't even know, like, what the fuck I was talking about. I was trying to learn.
Right.
So I would watch these back or listen back and just be like, I'm going to get to the real answer of what you asked about getting old in a minute. But
thank God.
I would I would listen back. So what I did is I just took snippets of the cool things they said and I said, how would I have asked that question in, 5 seconds or less? And then I recorded myself and put it together. But anyway, I don't feel I don't know what 50 feels like, but I just feel like me. I've never felt any different than I feel. In fact, I feel like I feel better all the time, like more engaged and in the direction of life that I'm going. I feel like I like to say I finally know what I want to be when I grow up, because I get more and more and more clarity about what it is that I'm working on, and I've kind of just embraced the idea that I'm just on this journey, and next year the thing that I'm working on will probably look different than it looks now.
Right.
So I have friends who are retiring, and I have friends who are doing this. The guys I just saw at my like in September, I went to the. I don't know why I'm pointing over there.
I know, yeah.
We were hanging out over there. It was last night, and we made a mess in here.
Fucking Trinities.
No, I'm talking about
college,
the college one. But and so I'm retiring from blah 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 blah, and I just feel like I would understand that if I owned a garage or if I ran a, if I was an engineer at some place or something like that these guys did. I'd want to be done too.
Yeah.
But I have always just made up projects based on shit I like doing.
Yeah, that's me too.
I know I'll be 90 years old. I'll still be working on something.
I don't like that word retire. I don't, and who knows? 10 years from now, we're in our 60s. Maybe I'll be like, I'm pretty tired. But
I think
right
it'll
now,
be something different. I'll always have something to work on.
Yes. I don't like that word.
Yeah.
That's when you start sitting home and doing nothing, and I don't know. That's when, to me, in my opinion, that's when you start to fall apart.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah. And now it's like my son is 18, and we built a gym in our garage, and we work out all the time, and I just feel like I'm getting stronger, and a few years ago I was having a thing where my back was hurting all the time, and I'd be like, oh, it's stiff down here, and that's going away, so I don't think that this is a getting older thing. I think that if you get older and don't work on things, that you can decline. I understand that.
Right.
But I don't think it's that you get older and you will decline. I think that you can if you accept the decline, but it's your choice,
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going in a different direction. You're talking about like in your own inner world.
Yeah.
Where I'm saying that things around me,
yeah,
I feel are things that I don't have control over, but I enjoy.
Right.
Are ending.
Yeah, right. Like
like they're reminders that, or even when a certain, like even when I don't know, I'm even looking at like Rockstar. In fact, when Florentine was in here the other day, we were talking about how expensive concert tickets are, and we can't afford to go anymore.
Right.
And because that was a big thing for me, it was a big thing for him. I can't point over there because he sat right over there.
Yeah.
But like to see like these bands I enjoy getting old and dying or just stopping because they're so damn old.
Yeah.
It's just like to me that's just a reminder of, hey, you're getting old, you know. And I don't know. I just like a lot of like I don't know today's music. I don't know a lot of today's actors like I don't know who the hot people are now. Like I feel I just feel more and more out of touch as time goes on.
I understand
Which
that.
is not always a bad thing either. But
no, I understand that, but I don't experience that because I actually prefer listening to new music more than old music.
Oh,
Like,
really?
You just said, "Oh, did you ever see that show on VH1?" It's like you'd probably like it, and they had Rush on. Like I'd watch the Rush one, but I doubt I would care about just about anything else from like back then.
So when you say new music, give me some examples.
One band I mentioned them a while the last time I was here. There's a band called Sleep Token, and they are just incredible. They're like a metal. They're like an everything band. I don't even know what you could listen to their song. Tell me what genre they are. They're classified metal, but they're pretty much they encompass a lot.
I don't like the name.
You don't like the name Sleep Token?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like, first off, you're insinuating that this band's going to put you to sleep.
Well, I didn't name them.
Well, I know that. I'm not yelling at you.
That's just what they're called.
And then what does that even mean? Like, here's a token to go to sleep?
I don't know.
Like a token to cross the bridge? Like what?
I don't know what it means.
I don't
I'm
like
just
it.
saying I like the band. But yeah, I'm more into new music, like stuff from Muse.
But they're not a new band.
But they make new music. I know the new music, you know?
But Paul McCartney still makes new music too. But nobody listens to it. That's my point. Like, are people... When I say, new music,
Muse
like
is
people
still a
of
relevant
today.
band.
Are they?
They're not?
I'm seriously asking, are they?
I think that they are.
Yeah?
Yeah. But not just them. Here, I'm having a hard time thinking of names of bands that are like brand new.
Yeah, that's how much you're paying attention to
Let me
them.
go
Yeah, you
on
don't even know their names.
Hang on. All right, let me see. I'm actually getting into a lot of hip hop with Luke. Luke's my son.
If you say Foo Fighters, I'm going to smack that phone right out of your hand.
No, I don't like Foo Fighters.
You don't like the Foo Fighters, really?
I like Foo Fighters.
All right, calm down.
First of all, they're not the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, you're right. And it's not the Eagles either.
It's not?
No, it's just Eagles.
I didn't know that.
See how current I am?
Yeah.
A 50-year-old band.
Like, I have Def Leppard on here, but I don't listen to them.
All right. Oh, well, I haven't listened to them in a while either. Andy Plagianos is about to yell at me. Everything you've ever known is on a quick march into the mist of nothingness, and you and all you have ever done will be forgotten. Never crosses my mind. They forget Andy like that, and then they get mad at me on Fridays when I shove them back in everybody's faces. Sorry, that was mean. Sorry.
So here are three bands, right?
Okay.
There's one called Mute Math. They've been around a while.
Mute Math?
Mute Math.
All right, now that
Yeah.
name I like. Doesn't make sense to me, but I like it.
I heard of them when the Twilight movies came out. That's when they started, and they
Okay.
had a song or two on there. But they've made stuff since, and I really like them. There's a band called Joywave, which is really good. There's another one called Love Drug. They've been around a while, and they recently broke up, but they were coming out with some really good music, and I was really mad that they broke up.
Bill Cosby in that band?
No.
Sorry. I like that name too, Love Drug.
And there was one, and Starset. They're like a rock metal band.
Starset.
Yeah. And
that sounds David Bowie-ish.
Hands on, what's it called?
Hands Across America?
No. I skipped them. Where are they? Hands Like Houses. They're a rock
Hands
band.
Like Houses?
Hands Like Houses is the name of the band. Anyway, I will always go on Apple Music, and if there's a band that I like, Apple Music on the bottom will have like bands like this, and I'll check them all out, and sometimes I'll spend an hour looking for a band that I like. I'm very particular.
Yes.
And in case you haven't noticed, I'm very particular with things. So it's like, nope, don't like this. Nope, don't like this. No, I'll know in a second. And it usually has to do with the singer's voice, because being a singer, that's the thing I focus on the most when I listen to music. So if I don't like the voice, I don't listen to it. But and so then I'll find a new band that I really like. And but I guess I wouldn't say I only listen to like new stuff that came out in the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
But I listen to stuff that was more in the 2000s and on than I listen to stuff from like I don't listen to hardly anything from the 80s anymore.
Wow.
Or even the 90s.
Wow.
I'll have a day once or twice a year where I'll be like, let me listen to some of the stuff I listened to in the 80s, and I swear to God, within an hour, I'm done. It's like I can listen to a couple of the big hits that I liked.
Huey Lewis.
I like Huey Lewis, but I don't listen to them. You know what I mean?
You're getting yelled at by Andy Plajanos. He says the Twilight movies, that was 2008.
Well, I just said I'm talking about things from like more like the 2000s, 2010s.
He did say that.
Yeah, but I said it after he wrote the comment.
Well, probably not.
He might not have even seen it yet because we were on a delay.
True.
I literally just said, that's a lot of comments.
Fucking A, man.
Are they saying nice things about me?
No, they're like, what's that thing on his nose?
Why does his nose look like Tony's cheek?
I really think it's getting bigger as
we speak.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's on that side.
Yeah, really, because I'm just Well, I'll have to keep looking at the screen.
You know why? Because you keep doing this.
That hurt.
Stop touching it.
Andy says you went to Plaid. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, that's from Spaceballs.
Oh, I don't know my Spaceballs line script.
Yeah, I don't know them all either, but I recognize that, and I know we were just talking about Spaceballs. So, and I'm also used to, from when I was doing my lives in my Facebook group, reading comments and being like, the comments are from something I said a half an hour ago.
Yes.
So
that's exactly why I try to keep up with them.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch your lives. You'd be like, and they'd have to, and believe me, I
that's
go
exactly
through it here
why
too.
I would go through the lives later, because it was so fun to be like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, these guys all the time. They're like, remember you said this? I'm like, oh. Or thankfully, when I have people like you sitting here, they sometimes will tell me like, don't you remember just 2 minutes ago you said this? Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea. All right, so you're not going through the changes that I'm going through.
No, you're going through the mail change. But you know what? I think it's also that it feels weird. Like when you said we've known each other for over 50 years, that just made me feel like because we remember being teenagers thinking that 50 years was like ancient.
Oh,
you know? And now we're getting to this age being like, I guess it's not, because it's just not.
Well, I just saw something. I think somebody posted it just within the past week or two. All in the Family.
Yeah.
When that show was on,
yeah,
the Carol O'Connor, who played Archie Bunker, he wasn't even 50 yet when that show started.
Isn't that incredible?
So like you said, as teenagers, you look at somebody in their 40s, like you thought they were ancient.
I thought he was like my grandparents' age.
I mean, well, that's the thing too. I mean,
he did look like an old man.
I think they must have aged him, and like even the Jeffersons.
But he wasn't even supposed to be playing an old man because his daughter was 20 years old. So how old could he have been? You know?
Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Of course I'm right.
Yeah. But even the Jeffersons, like they used to put the gray hair. They used to put gray in Sherman Hemsley hair to make him older.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's a big age difference between him and Wheezy.
Oh,
yeah. But they did. They looked older, I think, on those shows.
Yeah.
You know, we don't. I like to think anyway. We don't look as old as them. But
no. But we've grown up with that whole like 40's the new 30 thing. Like I think like people as in our generation and even a little before us, as they've gotten older, we've become to realize that 40's not old,
right?
You know,
yeah. And even this, I'm sure I'm not the first one to say, I feel like things are changing. Like I'm sure this is something every person that
Well,
older than
everything
me.
changes.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
when you left high school, it was different, and life is always about change. I think that people just stop embracing change. They want things to be the same. It's not the same anymore as it was. Like when I hear people,
But I'm not complaining about that.
I know you're not complaining.
Okay, because then Andy will get mad at me too for that.
No, but
I never say things are better or that.
But
I don't do that.
I know you hear it. When we were kids,
absolutely.
we did blah, 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 blah,
Yes.
blah, blah. Yeah, well, good.
Absolutely.
Because we were Gen X, and our parents would kick us out of the fucking house
Right.
and be like, "Don't come back till the sun comes down." And
It's funny you use that as your example. That is the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head right now that I think we did better. Like I'm not one. When I was a kid, we did this, but like even video games, like people complain all the time. Like in fact, people our age will say that my parents kicked us out all the time, and they'll complain about that. Now they complain about their kids staying in all the time.
yeah,
But I don't have issues with that. They do talk to each other through their video games, so they have the socialization. But I do think there's something about physically being together, going out and having some kind of an adventure, or playing games or shit like that. But
yeah.
but anything
I hear
else,
you.
yeah,
I hear you.
I have no, people are. Our kids don't know
But
different.
we weren't even allowed in the house.
Well, good reason. We were dirty and smelly. Well, I was.
Because we were outside.
Well, true.
We'd get on our bikes and just be gone. My kid is at school in Manhattan, and at any given, I could look right now and tell you exactly where she is.
Yep. Oh, me too. I
Right?
know exactly where my son is right now.
But our parents didn't know where we were.
No clue. And we were not allowed in the house. If it rained, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Find a carport. Hang out over there.
We sometimes we did that depending on how bad the weather was. We were like, all
if
right,
it was
we'll see
really
you tomorrow.
bad, yeah, then we'd. Yeah.
Which sucked.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, begging for you to be able to come in the house and hang out on the inside.
Yep.
That was a big deal.
Oh yeah, both of us. We'd have to do a lot of begging for that.
That was a big deal.
Yep. And then it just sucked anyway because then they can hear what we're doing and saying.
Yeah.
Especially in my house. My grandmother, God, she hated when we played the Beatles records and stuff. She used to take our records. She used to tear our posters down. Oh,
really?
Well, yeah, you remember I'm assuming you remember my grandmother.
I remember your grandmother, but I didn't know she did those things.
Oh, yeah, very strict Catholic household. I mean, we had the Virgin Mary statue in the front yard.
I know, but I didn't know she was against the Beatles records.
Oh, the Beatles were the devil.
Oh, because of the Jesus thing?
No. Actually, I don't even know if she knew about that.
Oh,
it was just everything rock and roll, or everything.
Oh, just rock and roll in general.
Rock and roll, even like Happy Days. We couldn't watch Happy Days.
Oh,
and I'll never forget. We made fun of her to no end. We were watching TV, and there was a scene right there. These two men with rifles, and my grandmother walked into the room immediately. Oh, what violent! She never cursed, but what violent stuff are you showing the kids now? And it was Andy Griffith. So, it was like clockwork. She walked in, you see these two men with rifles. She says it, boom, all of a sudden you see Andy Griffith's face. And then she immediately backed off because that was wholesome.
Yeah.
But we did. My mother, my brother, me, we all made fun of her on that one.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, we, Happy Days was about sex. So we couldn't watch Happy Days. And,
I didn't know any of this.
Oh, yeah, it was so strict. And, but we did watch it.
Yeah.
My mother just fought with her on it.
Right.
I'll never forget playing the Beatles. First off, the White Album has the Beatles song "Why Don't We Do It in the Road."
Oh God,
man! I told you
could hear the lyrics.
Yeah. We had my brother and I had a room upstairs, but then it was typical Levitt house. You got two bedrooms upstairs and two bedrooms downstairs.
Uh-huh.
So my mother had a bedroom upstairs. My brother and I shared a bedroom down up there, and then Then my grandmother's bedroom was downstairs, and then the other bedroom downstairs she liked to use as a den.
Yeah.
And there was a record player in there. And my brother and I had a record player upstairs, but this was the better record player. So I used to bring my records down and sit in that room.
Oh.
So my grandmother could hear it.
Well, that was dumb.
Yeah. And why don't we do it in the road? Yeah. Do you know what they're saying? I was like, he's saying the road, so he's talking about cars. She didn't buy it for a second.
Yeah.
So she flipped out.
I remember listening out in the garage, though, at your house. I guess that was on tape.
Yeah, we used to have the cassette tapes, right? And she couldn't hear as well, and that was sometimes too. If it rained, we would sit in the garage.
We'd hang out in your garage,
but I do remember too. She thought, "Let It Be." When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
Yeah,
she swore Mother Mary meant
blasphemous.
She thought Mother Mary was slang for marijuana. Yeah. And so we would fight with her on that one. She was like, no, it doesn't mean that. That's not what he's saying. He's singing about drugs. Like, no, he's not. Paul McCartney's mother's name was Mary. She died when he was 14. He's saying in a dream his mother comes to him. She's the. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you don't remember the priest from Holy Family used to hang out at our house.
Which one? McCormick?
No.
Or was he later?
That was later.
Yeah.
And that guy turned into a kook.
Yeah.
He left the church and he thought he was the second coming.
He was Jesus.
Right.
Yeah. He thought he was Jesus then.
Him and then you had Father Bob Allmendinger.
Yeah.
He left the Catholic Church and started his own practice.
And kept marrying people.
telling them it was recognized by the Catholic Church, and I think he got arrested for that.
Yeah, something went down with that.
Father Herning. You remember him? I loved him. He was awesome.
No, I don't remember him.
And then when I got married the first time, I actually tracked him down. You were there for my first wedding.
Yeah, I was at your first
wedding. That's who did. You don't remember Father Herning? Oh, okay. Because I tracked him down. He came
Bob
and did it.
McCormick and the
Father McGrath.
The Monsignor, yeah. McGrath.
Oh, yeah. He was the Monsignor, yeah.
Father McGrath, I remember him.
Yeah. Yeah, he used to hang out with us a little bit.
Really?
He always used to freak me out because in Mass he was so serious.
Yeah.
He was a little scary. Like I was a little intimidated. Outside of church, he was the funniest guy.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was probably like 47.
But in our eyes, he was 103. Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see. Andrew Fremder, begging to come in and hang out in the house. You guys sound like a bunch of outdoor cats.
We were.
The lady said to the Fonz, I want you to put it in my A. Fremder. Awful. But yeah, very strict Catholic household.
Do you have any more puns? I love puns. Bring them on.
What, like put it in my A?
Yeah, like that.
But you like good ones. That wasn't very good.
Yeah, I don't like puns. Puns, like in, I don't know what time period, I'm talking like hundreds of years ago, were considered like the highest level of humor. Like
really?
I'm talking like before colonial time in America, in England.
Right.
Puns were considered like the highest form of humor.
Well, don't tell Fremder that. He'll keep going.
Yeah. I think you should have pun of the day on this show.
Pun of the day.
Yeah, since I won't be here every day.
Well, I do Trivia Tuesdays. I do that every Tuesday.
Oh.
Every Tuesday, no matter what. We have Tuesday Trivia.
I was wondering why you never ask me trivia questions when I'm here, because I'm never here on Tuesday.
Well, you wanna go back tomorrow?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No, this is enough socializing for me for a while. I'm gonna need to sequester myself. I can't even look at my family after this.
How is Laura, by the way? Oh, that's what I wanted to... I owe you an apology. I owe Laura an apology.
Yeah.
And I
don't know what for, but yeah.
And I think I did the same thing the last time you were here. She's always welcome to come as well. I felt bad. Like, I always say to you, when you're coming in, but I never say... I don't know if I have to say it, but I probably should clarify. Hey, tell Laura if she wants to come in, she come too.
I think you don't have to apologize for that. I think I know that.
She just doesn't want to.
She just doesn't want to.
Oh, Tony, no.
No, not because of you. She's like me. The two of us are very happy to be in our little bubble together.
Really?
Yeah. She's a lot like me. Like, she's got a couple of close friends.
Is that right?
Yeah.
She comes across a lot more friendlier and social and accessible.
Maybe. I think she is better at being fake than I
am. Well, there's so many jokes there.
Yeah.
I heard she fakes it a lot with you.
Well, the joke's on you, dude. I don't need her anymore.
I'm not going to live that down. But and it's you talk about the puns in comedy. You know, it's funny. The comedians here, like they're very. I don't want to say they're snobs, but they have all these like weird rules and shit.
What is that about?
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's my thing. Like, and believe me, there are plenty of comedians that say doesn't matter if they're laughing out there. That's all that counts, and that's exactly how I feel. But sometimes, like prop comics are frowned upon. There was a guy here just last week. Jeff Leeson is his name. He doesn't do any material. He walks out there, talks for a minute, then what do you do? What's your name? And then just
improvs the whole show
completely.
Yeah. That to me is incredible.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm a big fan of it. I do it myself a lot. Not in my stand-up, but when I work at White Post, I do it in the murder mysteries. But that is frowned upon, and I do to a certain extent by comedians.
By other comedians?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like by governors.
Well, yeah, governors isn't a big fan of it either. They like and I can understand.
Is it because it's not always good, so it's a big risk?
Yes.
Well, I can understand that.
It's a risk, and it's also
this is a business. I wouldn't want to put people on stage, and the whole crowd is like, "This was a boring night."
Right.
I could see,
and it's also
why they'd be a little hesitant to do that.
But this part I can understand a little bit. It's some people will actually say, "Oh." And this didn't happen last week with Jeff Leeson. I'm just talking with other times when other people are here, or just in general conversation. People will say, it was funny, but I came to hear original material. I came to hear clever jokes, which I can understand that to a certain degree. Like, you take some of these great comedians that come up with the original material that you would never think of, that I know I would never think of.
Yeah.
Some people see it as like, take an easy way out. I don't have any material, so let me just pick on these people, which I don't have a problem with it. I love it, but yeah, that's that.
I could see I don't like prop things because it you know what? I can't even say that. If I watch a comedian and they're making me laugh, I don't care what they're doing.
Right. That's exactly how I feel.
I just want to be laughing.
Right.
Because there are plenty of comedians who have written jokes and a whole set that I'm like,
Sure.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And
it is very hard.
Really, really hard. And some people can do it great. And I think that some people have found I am better when I'm off the cuff, just thinking of things, I'm responding to stuff, then if I, my wife tells me all the time, you're a funny person. You can be humorous in conversations, which is why I like having these conversations with you. We can riff on things and it's fun. But
that's living room funny.
But man,
that's not stage funny.
I cannot tell a joke to save my life. You know?
Yep. Yep. And speaking of your wife, thanks for that segue.
You're welcome.
I'm going to read a little story. So apparently on, I think it's Reddit.
There's a story on Reddit about my wife?
Yeah. Well, stories everywhere. No. Apparently a story on Reddit has gone viral. Thousands of people have been reacting and commenting on a man's post over the weekend where he said he's not going to forgive his wife because she cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
She went away on a girls' trip, her and a bunch of her friends. She wound up. They were at a bar, a club, and some guy asked her to dance. So she just, she thought that was innocent enough, just dance with a guy. Drinking, having a good time, getting caught up in the moment. She did end up kissing him, and then sure enough, they did eventually go back to a hotel room. So she immediately. I forget it was that night or the next morning. She called her husband from the trip, telling her what he did, telling him what she did. Right.
Yeah.
So he's been posting about it. In this post, he said he's not able to forgive his cheating wife. He also acknowledged that it's his own personal issue too.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for not giving my cheating wife another chance? They've been married. They've been together for 14 years, married for 10. They have a 7-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
He was not worried at all when she went on the trip. Never had a reason to distrust her. And he claims that he's never given her a reason
to distrust him
or get back at him or anything like that.
Right.
And then he's like, it's not even she was just away for a weekend. She wasn't like going on this like to another country for weeks where maybe you get lonely, you do something stupid. This was just, I think, 2 or 3 day trip.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened on the first night.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, I want to leave her. She's begging me not to, offering marriage counseling, never going out again, never drinking again.
Yeah.
He said, I've always been a one-chance sort of guy. I just told her to go F herself and have been ignoring her. Now her friends and her sister are calling me too. I just want them all to leave me alone. He told his own mother about this, and his mother said his mother thinks of the wife as family. She feels the wife is genuinely remorseful and and gives her credit for not hiding it and came clean right away. The mother even said it's not like she even had an affair. This was just like one stupid night.
Right.
So now the husband is like doubting himself. Am I the wrong one for not even considering forgiving her?
Yeah.
The mother is on him to forgive her. All right, so among the comments posted, many people said, say goodbye. This will happen again and again and again if you let it. Another person said, marriage counseling for sure. It is possible to get past it. And a California-based psychologist noted that people can get through this. It doesn't mean your partner doesn't love you, and you're not going crazy either. You're just very, very hurt.
Yeah.
So I found this interesting because it's rare, at least from my experience, it's rare that you hear it from the guy's point of view.
Yeah.
Usually, you hear, especially from women all the time, it's always the husband,
Yeah.
It's rare that you hear from the guys.
Usually this would be the woman whose husband cheated on her?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just curious what your thoughts are. As a married man of almost 30 years.
Yeah.
96?
We got married in 97.
97. Okay.
So 27 years married.
Nice.
Yeah. And together 6 years before that.
Right.
Wow. I have a lot of thoughts on that. But most of them have to do with just how I would handle it in my own marriage,
Okay.
I guess that's what you're asking me. Like,
well, how else would you answer that?
Well, because people will say from their own point of view, but then generalize it. Like, you should never, blah, 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 blah. It's like
well, all right, yeah, that's one thing right there. I don't think you can ever generalize something like that.
Nothing that he's doing is wrong, and I don't think anything that she did is wrong. I think people are gonna fuck up. They're gonna fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna fuck up. And if some things are unforgivable, then that's between you and the other person.
Well, true, right.
If I were to take issue with anything of what you just told me, that I don't think that to me would be like I just have no respect for anyone that does that, is going public with this when you got a little kid. Like, dude, who the fuck cares about your marriage? I got a marriage. Do you hear me going, hey, my wife did this today? Fuck off. We all have shit. And all anyone's going to do is internalize it and be like, if that ever happened to me, I would bleh. Or if that ever happened to me, it's like, And right. Some people are going to take her side because they can see that side more. And some people are going to see your side because they understand being hurt like that. You feel deceived. You feel betrayed. Okay, great. I cannot think of anything that my wife could do to me that I would publicly shame her.
Wow, that's a good answer.
Even
right
without kids, but especially because of my kids. There is literally nothing she could do that I would publicly shame her.
Nice. Good answer. I like that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
To me, that I have no respect for. But everything else, feel how you feel. You know.
I actually do really love that answer. That I didn't even think about that, the social aspect of it. And even if it's like, I believe
other people's wives, I would publicly shame.
Oh, sure. I have no problem with that. I don't know, because it does say in here, I just didn't read it. He does identify his wife as, I'm just reading it, Hippo OK 9111. So maybe on Reddit, you can, maybe you could just post stuff under like a handle or an
like
anonymous
on Twitter,
name.
you're at this or that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never been on Reddit.
Oh my God.
I read about this story somewhere else.
Does he want her to get doxxed? Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Maybe he's doing this anonymously so you don't have to worry about the kid's reaction or the kid finding out.
I told you who the wife is. No, I'm not talking about I don't want other people to get back to my kids. I don't want my kids to hear me bad-mouthing their mother.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So they're saying that's what that's how he identified her.
Yeah.
Like with the handle Hippo HIPPO.
Why identify her publicly at all?
Well, true. Yeah, true. But I'm saying though, if you can hide behind some kind of handle, maybe it doesn't. Maybe people never find out who it is. Maybe the daughter will never know. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I think too, because to me it would be like even if my kids never found out, even if there was no way that they could know that I was publicly bashing their mother, you know, because it's completely anonymous and nobody knows who I am, nobody knows who she is. She and I will know that I am publicly bashing her, and they will feel that.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
But he didn't, and I'm not going to defend because I don't like what he did either. But he didn't really publicly shame her. He just said what happened. He stuck with the facts. But I'm not a fan of that either because I don't like this social media age where people have to ask, everybody to comment on what they think before they make a decision.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of that either. No, I'm going to handle this the way I feel I need to handle this.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
What other people are, you guys handle it you guys handle it, your way, I'll handle it mine. Bobby makes a great case for not asking for advice. Andy Plajanos. All right, well, let me ask you this, because this is another thought.
I would come to you.
Yes.
Hey, what do you think about this? I would ask. I guess I have 3 friends.
Right.
I would stop in at the garage.
I was about to say you won't stop in. That's definitely more than a 15-minute conversation.
Into the guy at the burger shop. You know what I mean? Hey, let me ask you a question real quick.
Real quick.
Quick, because in 2 minutes I'm going to be bored.
But 3 minutes in, I'm going to tell you, hey, me and your wife too. But so here's another thought I had, and this is, I don't know if, we only have 15 minutes.
I guess I was fixated on the pub. My wife did this to me, everybody.
No, and I think that's a great point, and I'm with you. I don't think, and I'm happy to say I don't think I've ever done that. And even when people write something that only a handful of people are going to know what it means,
yeah,
I don't like that either. Don't play games with me.
Yeah, I know.
In fact, I remember when I was getting sued by an old business partner, she posted something about me. And then, so I posted something about her. Very reactionary. Did it, and then you were the one who said, dude,
yeah,
what are you doing? And you're like, that, let her look like the asshole for saying shit. You look like the better person for not responding.
Right.
I was like, and I did. I took it down immediately. So he is good for advice. But yeah.
But it was a good comeback, though.
Probably it was.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it either. But I hit her with some low blows. And I do think, social media, we had to kind of, when it was new, I think we all kind of fell into that trap. We'd all get into, not arguments with your spouses, but arguments about politics, arguments about this, arguments about that. And whereas some people still do it, I think most people are like, I'm just coming on here to see, to see a funny video or to see let me see what Bobby's been up to. People don't engage in that shit, as much as they used to. I don't think I do at all anymore.
Yeah.
But here's a thought, and again, I with just a little more than 10 minutes left, I don't know if this is the right time for it, because then this might get a little deeper. With marriage, like you hear all the time about this one cheating, especially, and again, social media, people reconnecting with an old flame, and they end up, cheating or doing something. And I mean, what is it? 50% now of marriages end up in divorce. Like, do you think it's possible? And this might be a weird question. You guys might think I'm nuts, but do you think that maybe it's possible that we're just getting it wrong? Like maybe the commitments aren't as tight as they used to be. Maybe we have too many ways. It's too easy to get out now than it used to be. There's as a guy like yourself who went to Catholic schools, does faith, if you follow the Bible, you're never supposed to get divorced. Mm-hmm. So I think less and less people are thinking in those terms. So do you think what's your thought on that?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that people are who they are.
Okay.
And the more we allow people the freedom to be who they are, the more we're going to see the way people really are. Right?
Okay.
I'm
following you so far.
Land this plane. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
When we had in our society no ability for no-fault divorce, meaning in order to get divorced, you needed to prove that the other person did something to you.
Right.
So people didn't get divorced as much because they couldn't.
Right.
Right? It doesn't mean they didn't want to. And if they were able to, they would have.
Yes, agreed.
So when we have no-fault divorce and it becomes easier to get divorced, we see more divorces, right? So when we had a society that was very, is it all right to go a little bit political, right? When we had a society that was like, there can be no gay or trans or anything like that, we didn't see those people. They were there.
Yeah.
They were there. They were hidden. Mm-hmm. They were hidden for their lives. And when it became more acceptable and safer for them to express themselves more of who they really are, they did. So what does that older, traditional, I'm not going to say the C word, what does that conservative society...
What are you even referring to?
No, not that C word. What does that society say? Oh, we're having so much more divorce now, right? As soon as you allow people to even see a drag show, kids just want to be trans all of a sudden, right? No. They were always there. Always there. People were always who they are. You just weren't letting them be who they were. And so everybody was trying to conform for safety or for social acceptance or for financial stability or just don't fucking beat me. You know what I mean? People were conforming. And when you don't force people to conform, when they have the freedom to do what they want, you will see more divorce because not everybody should be married to that person for 50, 60 years.
Right.
Maybe it's going to be good for 10 years, but you know what? I tell my kids that I'm still married to my wife, but not because I have to be, because I want to be.
Yep.
That I wake up every day and decide I want to still be here. I have to decide. Because if it's just on autopilot, one day I'm going to find myself miserable because I'm going to have forgotten why I'm even here in the first place.
Right.
You have to decide that I still want to do this. There are lots of things that I don't do the same. My business, what are you doing? I know what I want to be when I grow up now, this year, right? My business has constantly in flux, always changing, always never the same, right? Your friend who owned the garage for however many years and is retiring, I'd want to retire too if I did the same fucking thing for more than 5 years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So why are more people getting divorced? Because they can. They would have back then.
I agree. I do believe, and it doesn't have to be something as drastic as cheating. Like some people Yeah, they're just not happy there anymore.
It's just not working anymore.
Right. It's not even
the reasons we did it are no longer valid reasons. We're just here now.
Right.
I would be happier going and doing that. You would be happier going and doing that. Why can't we be happy? Why do we have to be like, we told everybody we're getting married and now Aunt Jenny will be upset? Who gives a fuck? Do what you need to do to be happy.
And I do, and I agree, but I do struggle, again, going back to the strict Catholic household, and then that's why I mentioned you going to Catholic schools growing up. Because I do struggle with that. I do believe that, we should, be who we want to be. I do believe that God doesn't want us to be unhappy for 50, 60 years.
Right.
But I go back, I guess, to the same question. Maybe I'm, but has it become too easy to get divorced where, because you made that commitment, the Bible says divorce is wrong. Should we try harder to make it work before we say, okay, I can't do this anymore? Do you think a lot of people don't give it their all? Or are you not concerned with the Bible? I know we've talked about this, and we don't have to get into that on the air if you don't want to.
The Bible says a lot of things that we all know are ridiculous. Like, there was one, I should murder my neighbor for planting the wrong fucking things in his yard. Do we follow that one? No.
Right.
And so, I always say Catholic school beat the Catholic right out of me. So I don't have those same concerns anymore.
And there's so many that say that.
Oh, does that say what I just said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I would say that forgetting all of that, right? We base a lot of things we do in our society based on old-fashioned rules that were created to control people. Right? And the control may not have been super sinister. At the time, you just had fucking people doing shit, right? And they had to be like, how can we maintain order? How can we maintain social stability? So things like marriage, and if you get married, then you get breaks on your taxes, or you get this and you get that, right? And then having children through marriage, because then the kids will have parents and we'll have a village and a society. Like, those things made sense then. And except then they told their kids to do it, and they told their kids to do it, and they told their kids to do it, and now here we are, and it's like, I love this person, so I'm going to get married. It's like, but how about I love this person and I want to just be with this person? Why can't it be that? But in our society, I don't get the same benefits if we are not married. We don't get the same tax benefits. We don't get the same child care benefits. We don't get the same. I can't even fucking visit you in the hospital if we're not married. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we have to get married in order to fit into society. And then, because this is so fucking drilled in people's heads, in order to just be accepted by people and not get the looks. Let's just do it and make them happy. Oh my God, when my kids were born and we didn't get them baptized, I knew what I was going to hear from people, and to my parents' credit, I was afraid of what my mom was going to say, but I didn't hear it. But even when I was in college and I went out to a fraternity party and I met a nice girl and I got her number and stuff like that, and she happened to be Jewish, and dude, my mother's friend came up to me and said, "You're going to break your mother's heart."
No kidding.
Fuck the fuck off, and then fuck off again. I could not care less. And she told me, my mom, I don't care.
Wow.
She cared. That woman cared.
Right.
But that's what I'm talking about. Even if it's not specifically your parents or the people sitting around you, society cares. So your question, I feel, is invalid. Is it too easy to get divorced? I feel that divorce is too strict. I feel like marriage is just enforced too strictly, and we aren't even asking, should we be doing this? This is a system that was set up a long time ago because it made sense for them. We're just kind of still doing it,
Well, yeah, and you're making me think of something that I haven't even thought about, because I mentioned the Bible and God, and you're not supposed to get divorced. People aren't even getting married now because the Bible says that's what you should do. They're just getting married because, like you said, because that's just what they think is the natural progression of things. you know, I do think religion is just like probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe just because of my age or our age. I don't know. I just feel it's at least during my lifetime. It seems like religion's at an all-time low. It seems like less and less people are talking about God or doing what the Bible says. So, yeah. So they're not even. So I'm sitting here talking about divorce, and the Bible says it's wrong. Meanwhile, I didn't even realize that until now. People aren't even. They're not getting married because God or the Bible says it's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They just get married because they just. A lot of them just want the party. They want to have that day.
Yeah.
Or like you said, that's just what we've been groomed into thinking. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I had a friend years ago who lived with her boyfriend, and they were very adamant about this with everyone in their family and publicly and everything like that. We are anti-marriage. We will never get married. Blah 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 blah. I mean, it was like really, it was out there, you know. And she would tell anybody who, whether you wanted to hear it or not, why, you know. And it was cool. And then one day we were hanging out, and she said, "Can I tell you a secret?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "We're actually married."
Holy cow.
She's like, "You can never tell anyone in my family," which was fine because I didn't know anyone in her family. We were friends.
So why would they?
They were married because of the societal benefits. They needed it for whether it was insurance or the hospital thing I mentioned. There were specific government reasons why it was better for them to be married than not be married. But they didn't want to publicly come out and endorse marriage.
Right.
You know?
Wow. No, that actually makes sense.
And so I only know this one person, and I don't really see her anymore or talk to her anymore. But
so her name is.
Yeah, right. She's at.
All right, let me read some comments, and it's just about time for us to go. Yeah, Fremder says you guys should have Monday Punday.
That's a thing now. Do it.
All right.
I'll come up Thursdays.
Fremder, I love a chick with a sense of humor. I guess you could say I love a lady with a nice pun.
A nice bun?
Maybe, yeah. Plajanos, I take back all the bad things Tony said about Bobby. Whoa. Oh, wow.
He takes back all the bad things you said?
Yeah. And then Kelpie's watching. Hi, Kelpie. I'm just reading Kelpie's comment. This is not coming from me. Don't send the lightning on me. She says, fuck the Bible. There's no sky daddy. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Plajanos, don't wear clothes of two materials. No touching the skin of swine. No more football.
Yeah, those are all in the Bible.
Oh. No more football is in the Bible?
You can't touch pigskin.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
You can't have clothes made from more than one material. So if you have a polyester cotton blend on, I should be stoning you. Do you ever see that skit from the West Wing? It's like a famous scene where
I love that show.
No, it was from like season 1 or 2. It was early on, and he walks in and they're having a thing. Oh, dear, I just got the saliva on the back of the throat.
It's okay.
And I'm not even going to try the skit, but there's a woman there who does a conservative religious talk show on the radio, and everybody stands up for the president except for her. She's sitting in her seat, all like,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And he comes in and he starts engaging her and stuff like that. He's like, I really like your show, but I had a couple questions for you. And he said, like, if my chief of staff, Leo McGarry, had a shirt with 2 different cotton blends, am I supposed to murder him immediately, or do I have to wait for the whole town to come? You know, and he just went on, and then would say Leviticus 2:13, right? And like he knew the things, like
right.
You're not fucking with me, lady, right? And he had like a million of them. It was such an incredible. Just look on YouTube, West Wing,
Leviticus.
Assholes. Yeah, right.
Assholes.
Right. And
I love that show.
It was such a great show.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. But
yeah, watch it.
Kelpie says, make Scientology and all those other churches pay taxes.
Yes.
I know a lot of people are saying that, especially after the Super Bowl, because, Scientology and
these churches are all telling people who to vote for.
Yeah.
The whole idea is that they're not paying taxes, is that they are not political. But if you're being political, then pay taxes.
Yep.
We're not saying they can't be political,
Right.
but if you're gonna be,
Carrie Gross. Hello.
I will never forget Monsignor
Yeah. McGrath.
McGrath. Because when I mentioned him, the first memory that I have of him is him giving a homily, telling us to vote for the Republican because it was a election year. I remember being very taken aback by that because we had just learned about church and state and now
Sure.
and I was just like, I thought he wasn't allowed to do that shit, you know. And I was a little kid and I knew something was weird,
Yeah.
you know. And everyone's like, you know.
What were they doing?
This is also why I don't like bumping into people because you can see I have opinions about shit and I don't give a fuck.
See, but that's exactly what I love about talking to people.
But then
I
I
love
bump
hearing
it-
their opinions.
No, I don't.
I love getting into those discussions.
No, I don't.
I don't like fighting.
No,
but
my blood boils.
Yeah.
And I can't. If you and I didn't agree on most things, I couldn't do this. You know, I have a really good friend that I just found out is like super duper Republican, and I thought for years this person was at least just apolitical. You know?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh no, the Republican Party is," and I was just like, "Oh God, I'm not going to be able to fucking be your friend anymore because I can't listen to your opinions on anything, knowing that that's your fucking opinion about that."
Oh my
you know?
goodness. Yeah, but see, when we grew up, and say, again, going back to social media, when we were growing up, before social media, and who knows, I mean, we'd have to ask our parents, but I don't think our parents, like my mother, you know, if because we lived next door, so if my mother was walking out to her car and your father's walking out to his car and they stop and bullshit for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
like shit like this probably almost never came up.
Yeah, but we grew up like in the most racist place in the world. Our entire community was built by racism.
Well, yeah, all right.
Our entire
Yeah,
community
you're right.
was built by Abe Levitt, and for GIs coming back from World War II to get houses. If you're white,
Yeah.
there were
he
no-
was a known
there were
racist.
no-
Yeah.
and Long Island, designed by Robert Moses. The parkways all have low bridges so that the black people on buses can't get to the beaches.
Yep.
That's why there
Yeah.
are no trucks on parkways on Long Island.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
And they weren't shy about it. That was the thing. Come to Long Island, and it's amazing. And it was definitely still like that in the 70s.
Yeah.
And 80s when we were kids. If my dad went outside and talked to your mom, they just all assumed.
Yes, but they still it just didn't come up. I mean, you're talking about, it's one thing to be kind of, for lack of a better word, a little ignorant of what's going on, and you can't blame them. At least my mother, you know, she ended up living out here because her parents brought her out here from the Bronx, and this is where she grew up. So she can't be blamed. Like, it's not like, you know, it's not like she could say at 5 years old, no, that's a racist town, I'm not going there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the topic itself of politics or who you're voting for, whether you're Republican or Democrat, didn't come up back then. We'd be barbecuing, we'd have a game on the radio and enjoying the outdoors and just talking. Like, I don't think a lot of this stuff even came up back then.
I disagree.
Yeah?
I disagree.
Oh, so now you can't talk to me?
No. No, not at all. No, I grew up around cops. And they were racist motherfuckers.
Really?
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely, dude.
Really?
I can't even tell the expressions that I know that would just roll off of their tongues. Not my dad, but we were in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like my father did not talk that way, and my mother didn't talk that way, but other people did right in front of me, and nobody thought anything of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I've had people say to me,
I mean, absolutely. There was one expression I'm not going to even try to mimic say it, but there was just I mean, awful.
Yeah.
That as I got older, and by the way, like Ronald Reagan was like a hero to everybody that I knew. You know, in my school at Holy Trinity, everybody was a Reagan fan. You know, and even as I got older, it wasn't until I was married and met my wife's father, who was a lifelong Democrat, right? And I was like, really? how could you be a white person that's a Democrat? Like, I thought that was weird. Like, and I didn't even know that was racist to think that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It was just like the program. It was just like I was born and they just went like took one of those and I like put the program in on one of those punch cards. That's what that was, right? And that made sense in my head. Right? And it wasn't until I had to deprogram in my 20s. And I remember I would start, because Democrats were just, they had horrible foreign policy and they just wanted it saddens me to think of the things that I heard growing up that even the people saying them would have never thought were racist.
Right.
You know, it was just the underlying tone of life. So it's easy to be like, this wasn't such a thing back then, because it was just understood. You either agreed with this or you will be going away. Like, just, you were shunned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody would hang out with them that wasn't like that.
Really?
Or, like I said, for their own safety. They were there.
Right.
They just didn't speak up. You know?
And unfortunately, it's not gone completely either. I mean, yeah, which is a shame. I remember when I was still living with, I may have brought this up before on here. When I was still with Sally down in the town she's in, Zach had, I don't remember what it said. He wrote something on a piece of cardboard. It was something anti-Trump. I don't remember exactly what it said, but something anti-Trump. So in the middle of the night, somebody messed with his car.
This was on his car.
Yeah, he had it. I don't remember. He had it in the back window.
Yeah.
But he also had it taped, which I got on just for that. He duct taped it to the side of his car.
Okay.
And that, I was like, you don't duct tape stuff to your car. Regardless of what it said. But I forget which was first, the sign on the side or in the window.
Yeah.
But they messed with his car. So I said, he was furious. And I don't blame him, but said to him, unfortunately, and he wanted to fight it. He wanted to, wave a flag. And I was like, Zach, unfortunately, there's a time and a place to do those things.
Yeah.
I said, unfortunately, this town we live in, you're gonna get just soaked up. Like you're not. This is not a winning battle for you,
right?
Especially in this town. So he took it all down, but sure enough, a few nights later, where the sign was on the car, they actually spray painted a black box, like they spray painted his car. And meanwhile, the sign was already down. But they were messing with him still, I guess, because they know how his feelings.
Yeah.
So it was about a week later, and I was talking to a guy who lives in that neighborhood, and he said to me, so everything go with your son's car? I think I had mentioned it to him already, and he said, everything all right with your son's car? I said, yeah, everything's all right with the son's car. I said, they had they messed with it twice. And I don't remember what he said, but he said something to me that told me. He said something that led me to believe he knew who did it.
Yeah.
So I even said it to him. His name was also Tony. And I was like, Tony, I said, you sound like you got some inside info on this. He goes, oh. And he came around and said, oh, absolutely. He goes, I know who did it. And I don't think it was him, although I wouldn't totally put it past him. And I do like the guy. Well, I mean, not that I've seen him since Sally and I broke up, but I liked him at the time. But yeah, I think there was a slight chance it could have been him, but I really don't think it was, because I know he liked me. I think he would have just came to me and said, tell your son to take that fucking sign down. Yeah. I think it would have been something like that. So he definitely knows who did it. And then he said, he goes, I don't understand. He goes, why can't these people, and that's what he said. I don't know what people he was talking about, but I have a few different, ideas. But he actually said, why can't these people just understand that we live in our areas and they can live in theirs.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, it was probably the best poker face I ever had. Because I was just like you are. We were standing in the middle of the street, and I was like, but in my head, I was almost panicking. I was like, really, is that what people still think these days? Like, that was what was going through my head. Yeah. And I understand. I don't care what religion or color you are. If you're a piece of shit, I don't want you in my neighborhood either. If you're trash, if you're going to bring trash into my neighborhood, but that again has nothing to do with religion or color or anything. It's just a matter of you being an asshole,
right?
You know. But for him to, you know, he actually said these people, you know, and just in my head thinking, holy crap, you know, I don't know. It's a weird, it's weird. All right. With that, it is. Wow, we got very deep and serious at the end of this thing today. Let's see. Let me read comments and then we'll get out of here. Carrie Gross. Hi, everyone. I don't know what to tell my girls about marriage. Plagianos. Religion wants you to be married so you will make more followers. Fremder. On my last wedding anniversary, I gave my wife the best card ever and told her to read it while we were standing in the middle of aisle 9.
So we could put it back?
Plagiano says, dude, that West Wing scene is lit.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly what I mean. I'm old. You will never hear me say, that was lit. Andy Plagianos is only 5 years younger than us. He's just trying to sound cool in front of his kids. Fremder, I knew my wife was a keeper when during the halftime show she took 2 knees. Carrie Gross, oh my goodness, that's what America's made of, being able to have an opinion. Right. Fremder, let's not forget how the Bible tells us that in this day and age, it's perfectly acceptable to replace your cock with a can opener? What? I have no idea what the...
Sex change?
I'm
trying to understand what the can opener...
Fremder, I'll take a hot dog and ketchup, mustard, and a little Democrat. I think Donald still has his Trump stuck in Vlad's Putin. Okay.
I think the problem is you're reading them like words. They're like, I think that and you're like, I think that
Oh, Andy Plagianos, yeah, actually I think you're right. So yeah, Zach's sign had something to do with BLM. This was right in the height of the George Floyd stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, it was. Thank you, Andy.
That makes more sense for what your neighbor said, these people.
Well, yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. Well, oh, wow, I didn't realize how late we went. Holy crap. Well, thanks for sticking with us today.
Steve Burton needs the room, dude. We got to go.
I know, we got to get out of here. Was there anything I missed? Were you looking to promote anything? Or
Nah, just go to planetbonehead.com.
Okay, cool. And yeah, you
did the whole video with the domain name, so I guess everybody saw that.
True. So and yeah, you've been posting a lot of shorts and stuff. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, of course. All right, so we're getting out of here. It is Monday. Let's see. So there is no treading water this afternoon. So it turns out Travis, treading water with Hugh and Travis. Travis needed to take today off because he's filming a movie. And guess who's working on this movie? Me? Guess who's working on the production crew? What?
Not me.
No, you're here.
Oh.
What?
I thought you were getting at you. Sorry.
No, I'm saying today. He's working on a movie right now.
Oh, right now.
It's a show that comes on Monday afternoons.
Okay.
But Travis, one of the hosts, couldn't do it because he's filming a movie today.
Oh.
Well, also on the crew of this movie is my son.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a weird coincidence.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Carrie. She says, have a great Monday. You too, pal. Andrew Fremder, I'm sure any BLM people watching love that shirt, Tony. I love this shirt. Yeah, so there's no treading water today.
It's not as good as the Chick Magnet shirt, though.
Well, true. Very true. Tonight at 6:30 is Steve Squared. Tonight at 8 o'clock, The Wort returns. The Wort with Mike and Steve and Steve. Yes. Steve Squared and then Mike and Steve with The Wort. The Wort hasn't been on in months, so welcome them back. That's tonight at 8. Also tonight at 7 o'clock on WGBB, our own Joey Petroni, who does a show in here. He'll be in here tomorrow night. But he also does his show, Good Times, Bad Times. He splits it between here and WGBB. So you can see him here tomorrow night, but tonight at 7 o'clock he's on WGBB, and he's asked me to be his guest. So I'm looking forward to that. So you can hear me and Joey Petroni tonight at 7. And, and then tomorrow we'll be in here with Tuesday Trivia. I'm hoping Sean returns. Tomorrow night, Good Times, Bad Times with Joey Petroni. And then tomorrow night at 9, Hershey and the Keegs return. They've been off for, I think, 2 weeks, right? So, lots of stuff going on. And, of course, don't forget govs.com. Bob Nelson will be here at Governor's this Friday. I'm hoping to get Bob Nelson in here leading up to that. Jason Scoop is playing the Giggle Room. Ranon Hirschberg is playing the Brokerage. So go to govs.com, check out their full schedule, see what they got going on. Don't forget, Knockem Dead Comedy. We got a week from this Wednesday, March 6th, we'll be performing at that meatball place in Patchogue. We got a bunch of dates there. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. We got a bunch of dates. We're playing in May in Plainview. We got some private parties. We're working out some dates with governors, so we'll keep you updated. Is Sean returning tomorrow, says John Rusiello. I don't know. I am going to contact him later and find out what he's doing. What happened?
I'm sorry. The weirdest thing just happened. I'm sitting here still, and I looked up at the screen, and I see you talking, and I see you talking up there, and I see me sitting still, and I forgot about the delay. And I'm looking up at the thing, and I reached for my water, and at the exact same second, my me up there reached up and scratched my nose, and I freaked out.
I got to watch that back.
I wasn't like a what? It was, I had like a mental. I just went for a split second. I forgot. Oh yeah, man. And then I was just sitting here thinking about it, and I just started laughing. And you said what? And then I told you. Oh God,
well,
I know.
Now we know why Bobby stays home all the time. Or maybe he should get out more so these things don't happen. All right, we're out of here. I feel like I was something else. Oh, Wednesday. John Rusiello, I don't know if you heard me earlier. There will be another Wednesday edition of our show this week. What we recorded with Jim Florentine on Saturday night, so we're going to play that on Wednesday. I'm going to try and get footage from tonight to shove in there as well. And that's that. And Wednesday, while the show is playing, Wednesday, the prosthetics place that I go to, Progressive Orthotics and Prosthetics. They're in Albertson, New York. Love those guys. They called me the other day. They need someone to model a new foot. So, like, can you come in and model this new foot? I'm like, I said to the girl, and she called me. She goes, first off, bear with me. I'll try to make the story as quick as I can. The girl who works there, her name is Karen. I've known Karen. I've been going to this particular prosthetic place. So let's see. This year will be 19 years since I got the amputation. So I think it's 17 or 18 years I've been going to this place, and I'll never go anywhere else. These guys are just the best. But one of the girls who work there, her name is Karen. There's a guy who used to run the Gov's podcast website. You have it now. But the guy that used to run it, I've been dealing with this prosthetics place for years. Turns out this guy is Karen's husband. I've known Karen since I've started going to this place. Just found out, I've been here 6 years, so just found out maybe 2 years in that the guy that had the website was her husband. Like, how weird is that?
That's weird.
Very weird. So I have a good relationship with her. So I answer the phone. She goes, "Hi, Mr. Walker. It's Karen over at Progressive." First thing I'm about.
The other website, not me, right? I'm not her husband.
Well, unless you maybe that's why you're okay with marriage.
I haven't been calling my wife the wrong name all these years, have I?
Either that, or you have just a bunch of wives, which would be kind of cool. Actually, I'd be a little jealous.
Yeah.
So I go. So immediately I go, Karen. I said, after all this time, we're doing Mr. Walker. She said, hey, she giggled. And she goes, we need somebody on Wednesday to model a new foot. We're wondering if you're available. I immediately go, is there nudity involved if I'm modeling? And same thing. She goes, I said, I'll be there. So, so tonight, guesting with Joey Petroni. Wednesday, I'm modeling. So, Yeah, it's a fun week. And lots of great shows. Again, Steve Square tonight, The Wirt tonight, Good Times, Bad Times tomorrow, Hershey and the Keeks tomorrow, Circling the Drain, of course, on Thursday, Conversations on Friday. Don't forget Coffee with the Dog every morning at 9. Lots of great stuff. So, KnockemDeadComedy.com, Govs.com, PlanetBonehead.com. All right, we're going to lunch.
All right.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with Sean. Tuesday Trivia tomorrow. See ya.
Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
Have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers,